a lot of guys will connect me and they'll say, I have my way on how President Trump can, fix the border and get rid of all the 12 million migrants and illegal immigrants, and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. I'm like, okay, people going to volunteer to leave this country. How the hell, even with let's just say President Trump wins, how is he going to get rid of 12 million illegal immigrants that are here? How do you handle an issue like that now that they're in here in the system?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that that's what you do. At the very least, what you do is you stop the influx. I'm not against immigration. I'm not an expert on how many people we should be allowing in, but a legal process is very different than an unregulated process. The perils that come with the unregulated process are too many to name. But stopping the flow of new migrants and then figuring out who's here, and being able to track. It is certainly likely that if we have an open border, that nations will offload problem people in our direction. Why wouldn't they? So there's going to be a disproportionate number of people among that undocumented group who are likely to be troublemakers. So we need to figure out who's here. We need to figure out where there are patterns of trouble. We need to change the way we enforce the law. So right along with inviting this massive wave of immigrants, we stopped enforcing certain laws, at least in the coastal states, and it has turned them into a disaster, right? This was a completely predictable result of failing to apply the law, right? You need to apply the law. You need to do it even-handedly, but it needs to be severe enough that when people violate the law, they come out behind rather than ahead. So I would start with those things. Is there a plan for taking people who should never have come into the country and deporting them? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's going to be, because the bigger concern for people long-term is, if you don't do anything with those guys, they're going to get legally to be able to vote, and then the Democratic Party, the machine, the deep state, can move them over into different states to the battleground states, and then, there's so many ways to gamify, manipulate. So you may win one term, but then behind closed doors, I just think there's a lot of different work that you have to do. Short term, you may win 2024. I think long term, you have a massive problem that you have to handle.
Well, you have a massive problem that you have to handle, but above all else, you can't have bad people in power, because this is a tool for them. As you point out, these people can be turned into voters and shunted around the country. I think it's obvious that the power to tax the citizenry means that dishonest people in positions of power can use tax revenue essentially to buy the votes of these new Americans. So that's completely unacceptable, but it's obviously a potentially powerful force. I've also heard, the idea has been floated at fairly high levels of allowing immigrants to earn their way to citizenship with military service, which I find very frightening, because it effectively allows the power structure to create an army that has no allegiance to the rest of the citizenry.
Yeah, why would you care about America? Like, so what? Why am I going to fight for this country? What has it done for me? Why? Yeah, the loyalty won't be there to sincerely want to defend and protect. So for those guys that are watching this, let me tell you, these USA hats, they don't stay on the shelf. Every time we launch these, they go in a heartbeat. And by the way, if you're happy about Bobby Kennedy coming out and talking about the endorsement and the support and the corruption on the DNC side, and you love America, you love USA, you may not be somebody that wants to wear some other stuff, but you want to wear a hat that says USA and future looks bright, go to the QR code or go to vtmerch.com, order the USA gear and sport it, especially between now and November 5th. These are exciting times. Again, united.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.